That's a decent size one. No. That's perfect. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Hey, little baby Zuri. All right, guys. We are minutes. Good job, Chase. We are looking all kinds of crazy. Sorry, guys. Okay, we are about to commence part 2 of the STEM workshop with Nia. So, Nia again is joining us with her love of science, and I am going to very quickly turn the stage over. Nia, you ready for us? All right. Can't hear you just yet. It says connecting. Okay, unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. So, hey everybody, welcome back. All right. So today I told you guys that first of all, we would try to revisit the incredible sucking egg, right? Well, I did try that, and I'll say this. It still didn't work how I planned it. Okay. But I did want to show you guys how far I did get, and then give you guys some recommendations on how to make yours work a little better. So just as a reminder, the Incredible Sucking Egg was an experiment on vacuums. So we boiled an egg. I'm going to turn my camera around here. I boiled an egg. Okay, you can see the egg here. And I had a jar, well, a bottle or something that has an opening that is a little bit smaller than the bottom of the egg. Okay, so I boiled that egg, put it on top, and inside I put a candle or some paper that had a flame on it. Okay, now what I did do, it didn't get sucked all the way in because I don't think it was able to keep the flame going long enough, but check this out. It did create a vacuum. Okay, so it looks like it's just sitting on top, but the flame created smoke, okay, that filled up this jar and wound up sucking the egg in just a tad so that we can see that it's stuck in there. Okay, so there is a vacuum inside. So if you decide you want to do that experiment, okay, again, all it takes is a boiled egg, a bottle that has a fairly narrow top, but not too narrow, okay, because that was what my problem was. Okay, and then have your parent have a match or a piece of paper that has a flame on it and put it inside, and it will suck the egg in. So you let us know what your results were, put it in your notebook and tell us what worked and what didn't, because that's what science is about, okay? So I am going to give you another egg experiment at the end of our thing. We're not gonna do it here because we're gonna do part of it here, but the rest of it takes a couple of days, but I assure you it's going to be kind of cool. So I'll tell you at the end of the demonstration. So the first live demonstration that we're going to do today is on, let me move that, sorry, I just got an email for some reason. And I'm back, okay. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do an invisible ink experiment. Have you all ever tried invisible ink? Have you all seen invisible ink before? Of course you haven't, because it's invisible, duh. But check this out. Here's what you'll need. You'll need a lemon or some lemon juice that comes in the bottle. You'll need candles, okay, which I got. Or if your parent, or you can use it on the stove too, but that flame tends to be a little high and not as controlled. So something that's a little more manageable. I have put my candles in a grapefruit, okay, to keep them standing up. If you have something else like some foam or something like that that you can put it in, then you can do that too. So I've got that. And then I have just some pieces of paper, okay, just some pieces of paper. And I also have I also have some Q-tips to write our message, okay? So basically what I did was, let me see, grab this again and turn my camera around. Hi, guys. Hello. So what I am going to do is squeeze my lemon juice into this little bottle cap that I have, just so it's not as messy. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just gonna squeeze it a little bit, get some juice out and set that aside. And I'm gonna take my Q-tip and dip it in there, okay, get it nice and wet. And then I'm gonna write my message. So I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna say because we have to find that out after, okay. And I'm still writing. Okay, now I'm going to light my little flames. So what you want to do, actually, just a step that I did not include with this particular piece of paper, but I have pieces of paper that I have gone ahead and done what's necessary to do to it. I actually blow dried this the paper just to get it dry, or you can just set it aside for later, but that's what I've done. Okay, so what I have here are some pieces of paper that I've already dried, okay, with the message, and we're gonna see what happens. What do you guys think is gonna happen when I put this piece of paper over the flame? Let me see if there's anybody brave enough to give me a hypothesis here. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, so I'm going to take it that you guys are waiting just like me to see what happens.
Go
You see
ahead,
me?
Chase. I see you. Go ahead, Chase.
Chase.
No, my sister bit me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. If your parents are doing this, just tell them to lightly sweep it back and forth across the flame. Okay. We don't want any fires. And it takes a little minute, but do you guys see what's happening? I see something happening. I see something happening.
It's getting darker.
It's getting darker. That's right. Can anybody tell me why it's getting darker? I'm sweeping it over. Sweep and sweep. Let's see if we can get out of here. Let's see if we can get a message going.
There you go. I thought it would burn through, but it's not burning through. What's
Well, that's
stopping
only
it?
that's only because I'm not holding it really close to the flame. Thank God. Otherwise, we'd have a serious situation on our hands.
Okay, amen. I got 911 on speed dial. I know where you live, cuz.
Yes, ma'am. Please. Thank you. Keep me in your prayers. Okay.
Amen.
But the point is, you all see it's getting darker. Let's see if we can read the message. Can you see what this says? I don't know if y'all can see what this says, and it might be backwards because it's on the camera. So let me see if I can hold up another one that I did earlier.
Joyful
Who said that?
Tina.
Yeah,
Joyful Jones.
Tina. Hey, cuz, that's right. You got the Joyful Jones. I'm gonna give you a now, later.
I want my now later too. I like strawberry, not strawberry, but strawberry.
Strawberry, raspberry, all the good flavors. Okay.
All that. Yes, ma'am. Oh, those glasses are so cute.
Girl, thank you. These are swimming goggles. However,
Look, you got to protect your eyes. Come on,
That's
Bill
right.
Nye, the science girl.
that's right. So I'm gonna explain to y'all why that happened. Okay. So basically, woo, mercy. Let me blow these candles out. It's hot. Okay. Woo. All right. So basically, lemon juice, just like all living things, okay, all organic things have carbon in them, okay? And that carbon, and in fact, anything that's considered organic from a chemistry perspective has carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. So those are the three things that they usually have. And then on the paper, does anybody know what paper is made of?
Bark. Wood.
Wood, yes, that's absolutely right. It's made out of trees, wood, things like that. And wood actually has cellulose fibers, okay? If you've ever heard of starch, cellulose is the much stronger version that doesn't dissolve in water. So we call that insoluble, okay? And it's really, really strong. So those fibers that are in the paper okay, absorb the lemon juice, the carbon into the fibers. And when you heat it up, it actually breaks. So I don't know if you guys know this, haha, but whenever molecules come together, or atoms, remember Chase, you were talking about atoms the other day, okay? When atoms link up together, they start to form molecules, okay? And molecules, they have bonds in between them to keep them together. Well, the heat actually breaks those bonds, okay? And it turns black, okay? It starts to turn black. So that's how we know. So the ink, quote unquote, went on clear in lemon juice, and then the heat activated the carbon, and it started to break its bonds, and it turned brown. So that's how it is. And in fact, probably the best illustration of carbon is charcoal. That's why it's black, because it's mostly carbon. Got it? Okay, so who has any questions? Okay, so the next letter I get from one of y'all, you can send it to me in secret, okay? And I'm going to burn it to reveal your message. How does that work? It'll be fun, trust me. Okay, now, speaking of, we're gonna go to the second experiment, okay? Speaking of cellulose fibers, I don't know if you guys know this, but cellulose is considered a natural polymer, okay? So polymers are actually like really, really, really long chains of molecules. And some natural examples of that is like silk. You probably didn't know silk was a polymer. Nylon, you know, your stockings that you pull up, those are called polymers too. That's a synthetic polymer. What else? Proteins, and even, get this, your DNA. Your DNA, the genetic material that makes up your body and who you are, is actually considered a polymer. Okay, so you are made of polymers. All right. Rubber is another one too. So now that I've explained what a polymer is, we're going to make one. I told you that we're going to make slime today, and I'm going to keep my promise. So here's what you will need. Now, there's a couple of different ways to make this, and what I'll do is when the video goes up, I'll post the alternate ways to make it. And actually, Alexis sent me some really tasty ways to make this slime that you guys might be interested in too. So we'll share that too. So we're gonna use borax, okay? That's B-O-R-A-X, okay? That is basically a detergent booster. You can find it in Walmart. The other recipes, you can use cornstarch or baking powder, okay?
Has her borax.
So we'll post that later. So we've got the borax, we've got glue. So you can use white glue or you can use clear glue. Either one is fine. And then we need water. Nice H2O, preferably a little warm, okay? Because we're gonna dissolve some borax in there. So I have a bowl, and I've got a smaller bowl to have my borax. So I'm gonna make a borax solution, okay? And a solution is basically when you add two different compounds together, typically in water, okay? So you can add two water-based or liquids together, or you can add a solid and a liquid. And in this case, we're adding borax, and I got it already at the bottom. That's about a teaspoon, okay? I have my little teaspoons with me here. Teaspoon and some water. So we're gonna pour about a cup of water.
And Nia, Erin has her borax.
All right now.
So she's likely following along.
Yay!
So Erin, if you need Nia to slow down, make sure you speak up.
Yes, please. Because I'd love to see your results. So yes, we've got about a cup here, and we're going to pour a whole cup of water out. All right. And then let me grab my phone so I can stir it in. Turn my camera around so you all can see. And I'm going to pour the borax in. I mean, the water into the borax. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to use my little teaspoons here just to stir it around till it's nice and dissolved. Okay. Keep stirring. Keep stirring. Okay. That's pretty good. Most of it is dissolved. There's still a couple of little flakes down there, but that's okay. Okay. Now, then we're going to take our glue. Okay. And we're going to, actually, you know what? I'm going to try the clear one this time. I'm going to take the clear one because I actually made some with the other one, and I'll show you that batch in a minute. All right. So let me open my glue. It's still brand new. I got it from the dollar store. The dollar store is awesome, y'all. Let me tell you something. All of this stuff, I got all of this stuff for next to nothing. So don't go spending a whole lot of money to do discovery projects, okay? Hold on a second. Let me get this right here. I had to open it. Okay. Probably should have done this prep beforehand. Didn't even think about it. All right. Now, back to our flip screen. All right. So in my bigger bowl, that's where I'm going to pour my glue. Just pour the whole thing in. All right, get it all out of there. All right. And then we're going to take our little, our teaspoon, okay, and start slowly adding our borax solution, okay? I'm gonna say 1, 2, and then stir. Okay. Can you all see okay? You see how that glue is starting to stick together? You see that? At first it was nice and liquidy and now it's real clumpy. Okay. So pull that together. Let me get this out of the way. Stir, stir, stir. It's starting to clump up. Now, Aaron, if you're following along, what you'll notice is that the more borax you add, the less sticky or stick, you know, it doesn't stick to the sides as much, okay? Right? Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add my food coloring, okay, to give it a little color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, stir that up. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Isn't that amazing? Like it's starting to become its own entity. Okay, it looks like there's still some sticking to the side. So there, I'm going to add a little more of the borax solution, okay? Because that's how you know, if it sticks to the bowl, it's gonna stick to you. So we're gonna get a little bit more borax. Kind of gross, so I'm gonna use another one. And add just a ½ teaspoon more, because it seemed a little powerful. We're gonna do that again. Stir it up. You see that? It's thickening up, y'all. It's thickening up, y'all. We are making a polymer. They're linking their arms up now. And I'll explain how that happens in a minute. More and more and more. I'm gonna add a little more because it's still sticking. You see how it's sticking to the teaspoon a little bit? But check that out though, isn't that cool? The glue by itself never would have been like this. It would have just run straight into the bowl. Okay, but that's how we know we're making that slime though. Woo, mercy. Okay, let me add one more, half a teaspoon. All right. And see if we can set it off here. Oh, snap. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. I think we're making a breakthrough. You see how it's not really sticking that much anymore? And parents, FYI, this is a really easy cleanup, so don't worry. All right. Woo. Okay, you see how it kind of snapped off the tablespoon? Whoa. Whoa. Woo. Snap. You see that? Whoa. Whoa. Look at that. Dopeness. Ah, slime. Okay. I think I might add one more little teaspoon to mine. What y'all think? You think I should add one more? I don't want to overdo it, but I'm afraid I don't want to stick to my stuff too tough. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm gonna try one more. And this is all, part of the experiment too. You figure out what works best for what you're using. And let's just hope it doesn't harden up too much, because that's the worst kind of slime. Like, who wants to play with hard slime? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can dig it. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? And I will say that this feels a lot different from the other glue. This one has a much shinier, not other glue. Yeah, that's true. The slime that I made with the white glue is gonna have less of a shiny appearance, even though it's gonna be shiny. But you can definitely tell the difference between slime that's look at that. Slime that's been made with clear glue versus slime that's been made with white glue. All right, I'm about to take this out and actually use my hands this time. I'm gonna put this back up here to me, and we're gonna see what it do in my hand. Oh, 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 look at it. That's crazy, y'all. Polymers in the house, doing it big, representing the Joneses.
Does anyone have any others they want to share?
Did anybody make their slime? Erin, did you make yours?
Unmute, Erin. How does it look? How do you like it?
It's good.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Yes! Awesome! What kind of glue did you use? Did you use white glue or clear glue?
I used the white glue.
Okay. It's nice and cool and fun to work with. Yeah. And like, if you're ever stressed out, it's fun to like move through your fingers, and it's pretty easy to clean up. I think I still need a little more borax in mine, but for the most part, it's doing what it's designed to do. All right.
Jayla, did you make one?
Mm-hmm.
Let me
You want to
see.
share?
Yeah, it looks like chitlins to me.
Oh, it looks great. What color did you use? Pink or
No.
orange?
Red, and I had a yellow glue and white glue
Okay.
all together.
Nice. Real nice. So check this out. Let me give you break down the science on this thing, okay? So when you add the borax to the water, what you're doing is creating borax ion. And ions are basically atoms that have some of their electrons removed. Okay, so atoms have electrons on the outside that are orbiting. It's like a whole little world into itself. It's crazy. But borax ion, and then when you add that borax ion solution to your glue, okay, those molecules start to link arms again. Remember I told you about the cellulose that links arms and the polymer that links arms? Well, they link arms together. And so they can't flow as quickly. Have you ever been like walking through a crowded area and it's just you? So you can move pretty quickly and you can move freely, right? But as soon as you have one or two of your friends with you, if you all hold hands and you all are trying to go through the crowd, you get slowed down. You get slowed down. And that's what happens with polymers. They're linked up together. They make something really great, but they move a lot slower than they would if they were alone. Okay? So that, my friends, is the end of our slime demonstration. Yeah? Woohoo! Okay.
Quick question.
Yep.
Is there anything else you could use besides borax?
Yes. So you can use, and I'm going to give you these recipes in the link on the video, because right now my hands are a little icky, but you can use cornstarch. You can use baking powder as well. And yeah, there are a couple of different ones that you can use. The recipe might change a little bit. I've seen some with saline solution, which is basically contact lens solution that you can use. And yeah, and then I've also seen some where they add water to the glue before they add the borax solution. Okay. So, but this one was like the quick and dirty one. But yes, there are ways to do it that don't involve borax, because I know there's some folks. Yeah, it says it may be harmful if swallowed. Now, so don't eat your slime, y'all. Don't eat it. Okay, FYI. That's why Alexis asked, because there are non-toxic ways to make it. I just so happen to have this here because my niece Alana comes over and she makes tons of slime. Okay. So FYI, this is the batch of slime. This is a baby batch of slime that I made with the white glue. Okay. And
you know, Erin has a question, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to add on to your list and say that you can also use detergent for like your clothes detergent. You can use that instead of borax too.
Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you. So this is the one that I made with the white glue, and it's a little lighter in color. It's still stretchy, right? But yeah, so that, and compared to this, which I think, again, I should probably add more borax to, but you can kind of tell the difference, right? Yeah. So when you store this, FYI, that's for your information, you put that in a sandwich bag just to keep it dry. I mean, not dry, keep it wet. Keep it wet. And you should be good to go like every day. And also you can put glitter or some other stuff in there too that makes it more fun. So that's that. Give me a second to wipe my little hands off here. And then I'm going to give you that experiment that I was telling you with the egg to make a rubber egg. Okay. It's going to take a couple of days. So if you don't have the patience, don't do it. But I'm going to show you a way that you can make an egg that bounces. Okay. So get a glass. Okay. Get a glass. And let me move it down a little bit. There we go. And just get yourself a fresh egg. Okay. I think, oh no, that's too small. Here we go again. Hold on. All right, give me just a second to go get a slightly larger glass, okay? Okay. A bigger glass. So I'm taking a fresh egg, okay, and I'm gently placing it at the bottom, okay, because it's not boiled. And then I'm gonna take this is just white vinegar, okay, white vinegar again. We played with it the other day. And I'm going to cover the egg with vinegar. Just make sure it doesn't float to the top and show like a little peak of shell, okay? And what you're gonna do is leave this overnight. And let me tell you what's gonna happen. This vinegar is going to eat away at the shell of the egg, okay? It's gonna make it really, really soft. After it sits for 24 hours, that's a whole day. So if you do it now, take your watch and look at the time, and then you go and look at it again at the same time tomorrow, okay? You leave that there, and then you pour it out, okay? It's gonna have some little foam in it. You pour it out. Then you kind of wipe it off just very gently, put it back in, and pour it again, all right? Now, here's the tough part. This is how long you have to wait. And I'm gonna put the I'm gonna put the experiment in the YouTube thing so you can go back to it. You have to wait for 6 days. I know, that's a long time, okay? But it's worth it. So when you take the egg out, you take the shell off, and it's gonna be a rubbery egg, and you can literally bounce it on a surface, okay? It's really cool. It's actually called a pickled egg. People eat pickled eggs, did you know that? Like, vinegar has been used historically as a pickling agent. How many of you guys eat pickles? Like just cucumber pickles. I eat them. They're super salty, okay? But any vegetable or fruit that people want to preserve, they pickle it and they put it in vinegar. So anyway, actually you can see, let me move this up a little bit, that there's bubbles forming around the shell already. Let me see if I can get a nice view of it. Yep, there's bubbles forming around the shell. Now, what you might not know is that eggs have what one would call a permeable membrane. That means that there are baby holes that we cannot see that are in there that allow oxygen to come through the shell. Because what is usually in an egg? A baby chick, right? Or if maybe it's a snake or some other reptile or something like that. But something has to be able to breathe. So that water is going to go through the egg multiple times and break down the membrane, okay? And it's going to get really, really soft. And it's going to react with the little white part that's around the egg, and it's going to harden it up. So if you decide to take this task on, okay, let me know. Post it in the Joyful Jones Facebook group and let us know how it went and show me your eggs, okay? I'm gonna leave mine and I'm gonna post next week just in case, all right? So that was the third experiment, but you gotta wait on it. You gotta wait on it, all right? So I'm gonna turn this back up to me. That was the final experiment. Are there any questions about any of the experiments or any experiments that you guys have thought about doing since we started on this journey together?
And remember to unmute your mic. Anyone thinking about any experiments Or do you want to share any other experiments that you have done? I know everyone's being shy, and that's okay. But we're all family here. And if you have something exciting that other people could do, they could probably have fun too.
Yeah. What about last year? Did you guys participate in any science project? If you did, what did you do? We see a baby over there. We see, oh, it's a lot of adults on here. When was the last time y'all did a science experiment? As a matter of fact, go ahead and share.
Right. I don't know, burning toast.
Right.
Was never one of my favorites.
Man. You know, it's funny, the last experiment that I can recall doing outside of this stuff is when I was in high school. Well, as an exhibition, I was in high school and I tried to make a hot air balloon. Now, a hot air balloon is made of tissue paper, which is the the thinnest tissue paper. You know, when you open up a gift and it has that little really thin paper on it, it's made of that. And balsa wood, which is the lightest wood probably known to man, okay? So I put a little cotton ball that's soaked in alcohol underneath. This is what the experiment called for, right? Put it underneath, lit it on fire, and it started to open up. The problem was I was doing it in an enclosed area, which is what you're not supposed to do, okay? And it burnt up. It burned all the way up.
Oh man.
It burnt up in my hands, y'all. And I was so disappointed, but my science teacher actually made me put the ashes on display. Can you believe that? She made me put the ashes, and she made me do it.
Mean.
And she made me do the demonstration with the scientific background on it. But mine was supposed to be dope. It was supposed to be a hot air balloon, man.
That wasn't good.
No good.
Wow.
Well, I don't think I've done any recently or can remember the last one that I did.
Girl. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for joining this thing. We're going to put those alternative recipes on the comments, and I'm going to show you my egg next week. I hope you all do an egg too. Remember.
You should.
Yes, thank you guys for joining. It was fun. And we'll be back at 6 o'clock for the shop.
Yeah.
See you guys.
What up, Chase?
Bye, guys.
Aaron. Shamiz.
Bye-bye.
Papa, love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.